Hey everybody, I am Robert, and today I'm going to be teaching you The Gift by Seether. Alright, so first thing that you need to know is that the guitar is tuned down half a step, and the bottom string is tuned as if it was in drop D. Alright, so I'm going to start off showing you what the rhythm guitar does for the verse. We're going to start off with this one little chord here. What you're going to do is your ring finger is going to go on the 7th fret of the A, your pinky is going on the 7th fret of the D, and your index finger is going on the 5th fret of the G. So it sounds like this. Alright, so holding that chord, what you're going to do is play the 5th string, then play the 4th string, and go back to the 5th string and do that. Alright, now you're going up to the 3rd string and do that. Then the 4th string, then the 5th string. So all together it sounds like. Alright, so now you're going to move down to the 2nd chord, and what that is your ring finger on the 5th fret of the A, your pinky on the 5th fret of the D, and your index finger on the 4th fret of the G, so it sounds like this. Alright, so you're going to do the same thing as the other chord. You're going to do 5th string, 4th string, 5th string, 3rd string, 4th string, 5th string. So it sounds like this. Alright, so now you're going to move down to the 3rd chord, and what that is your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A, your pinky on the 3rd fret of the D, and your index finger on the 2nd fret of the G, so it sounds like this. Alright, so you're going to start off the same as the other chords. You're going to go 5th string, 4th string, 5th string, 3rd string. So here's where it changes up a little bit. What we're going to do is play the 3rd string again, then lift our index finger up so it's going to be open on the 3rd string. Then move down to the 4th string and do that. Then the 5th string. Then the open on the 3rd string again. And then we're going to go down to the 4th string. That part sounds like this. Alright, so now we're going to go up to that first chord that I showed you and do the same thing. Then go down to that 2nd chord I showed you, do the same thing. Then move down to that 3rd chord that I showed you, start off the same way. Alright, so now you're going to play the 3rd string again. Then the open on the 3rd string. Then you're going down to the 4th string and do that. And then just do the top 2 strings. So that sounds like this. Now I'm going to show you what the lead guitar does for the verse, and it sounds like this. Alright, so what that's going to be is on the high E string, what you're going to do is play the 7th fret. Now you're going to slide down to the 3rd fret on the high E and play that. And then pull off so you get the open sound. Alright, now we're going to go to the 5th fret on the high E and play that. And do the same thing, and we're going to pull off and get the open sound. And now we're going to go to the 3rd fret on the high E, and it sounds like this. So all together it sounds like this. Alright, and you're going to do that twice during the verse. Okay, so the next part I'm going to show you is the pre-chorus for the rhythm guitar. So the most important thing for the pre-chorus is the pattern it does, and that is down, down, up, down, up. Alright, so we're going to start off barring the 5. We're going to do 5 on the low D, 5 on the A, 5 on the high D, and now we're going to add our ring finger in there on the 7th fret of the G. So it sounds like this. Alright, so you're going to do that pattern I showed you, the down, down, up, down, up. Do it again. So it's twice, you do that. Alright, so now we're going to be moving up a whole step, so we're going to be barring the 7, and our ring finger is going to be on the 9th fret of the G, so it sounds like this. And we're going to do that pattern I showed you twice. Alright, so now we're going to move down, so we're going to be barring the 3, and our ring finger is going to be on the 5th fret of the G, so it sounds like this. And you're going to do that pattern I showed you 4 times. Altogether, you do the pre-chorus twice. Alright, so what the lead guitar does during the pre-chorus sounds like this. And what that is, on the high E, we're going to do the 8th fret and pull off so we get that open sound. Alright, now we're going to go down to the 3rd fret on the high E, and then the 1 on the high E, and pull off so we get that open sound. Then go back up to the 8th fret on the high E and do that. Pull off so we get the open sound. Go down to the 3rd fret on the high E and do that. Then the 5th fret on the high E and do that. Then back down to the 3rd fret. Alright, so altogether you do that twice during the pre-chorus. Alright, so now we're going to go into the chorus. First chord that you're going to do is a 3-5 power chord, and that's going to be your index finger on the 3rd fret of the A, your ring finger on the 5th fret of the D, and your pinky on the 5th fret of the G. So it sounds like this. And you're going to take that same pattern you did during the pre-chorus and apply it here. So it's going to be down, down, up, down, up. Alright, and move down, so we're going to be barring the 5. And our ring finger is going to go on the 7th fret of the G, so it sounds like this. And do that pattern twice. Alright, and then move down a whole step, so we're going to be barring 3, our ring finger on the 5th fret of the G, so it sounds like this. Alright, and then we're going to do that pattern 4 times. Alright, so now we're going to move up, so we're going to be barring the 7, and our ring finger's on the 9th fret of the G, so it sounds like this. And we're going to do that pattern twice. And move down a whole step, so we're going to be barring the 5, ring finger on the 7th fret of the G, so it sounds like this. And do that pattern twice. Now we're going to move down a whole step, so we're going to be barring the 3 and our ring finger on the 5th fret of the G, and we're going to do that pattern 4 times. Alright, now we're going to go back to that 3-5 power chord, and we're going to do that twice. Then from there, we're going to bar the 5 and our ring finger on the 7th fret again, and we're going to do that pattern twice. So we're going to move down a whole step so that we're barring the 3 and our ring finger's on the 5th fret of the G. And we're going to do that pattern 4 times, so it sounds like this. Then we're going to move back up, so we're barring the 7, our ring finger's on the 9th fret, and do that pattern twice. Move down a whole step, so we're barring the 5, ring finger on the 7th fret of the G, do the pattern twice. Then move down a whole step, so we're going to be barring the 3 and our ring finger on the 5th fret of the G. This time we're going to do the pattern 3 times. Then on the 4th time we're just going to do that chord once. So altogether it sounds like this. Alright, and then you just go back into the verse. Alright, so now I'm going to show you the solo, and it sounds a little bit like this. Alright, so how we're going to do this is on the 8th fret of the high E, we're going to play that. Then pull off so we get the open sound. Now we're going to go down to the 3rd fret on the high E and do that. Then the 1 on the high E and do that. Then pull off so we get the open sound. Alright, then back up to the 1. So it sounds like this. So next we're going to do the open on the high E. Then 3 on the B. Then 1 on the B. And then go back up to the 3, but this time we're going to bend it a full step, so it sounds like this. Then bring it back down. And do it again. Then back down to the 1. altogether you do that twice for the solo. So right after the solo you have this little part that sounds like this. Alright, and it's almost the exact same thing as the verse. You're going to start off with that first chord I showed you and do the same thing as the verse. Then move down to that second chord, do the same thing as the verse. Then move down to that third chord and do the exact same thing as the verse. Then move up to that first chord and do the same thing as the verse. Then move down to that second chord and do the same thing as the verse. Alright, but this time, instead of going down to the third chord, what we're going to do is just play the top two open strings. So it sounds like this. And then you just go back into the chorus. Alright, so that does it for this song. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave any requests for any songs you'd like to learn down in the comments below.